Hello everybody who joined in to our MEP Hangers Fabrication Integration for Revit webinar. Today I'll be your host. My name is Alexandras Szczerza and I'm an MEP engineer here in aga-cad. We create applications for Autodesk Revit based on the needs of the world's leading BIM practitioners. And what we do here is we eliminate tasks that do not create value for our clients. We have a very wide range of true BIM software in the world of Revit, and that includes our metal framing tools, wood framing tools, precast concrete design with the newest addition of wall and beam reinforcement tools, and our MEP side, that would be cut opening, MEP hangers, and fire sprinklers. And today I'll be talking specifically about MEP hangers, with an inclusion of one tool which comes inside of the package of MEP Hangers. It's called SortMark, and it helps with work of MEP Hangers and with other work as well. What will be in today's webinar? Fabrication parts were the last thing integrated into our MEP Hanger tools. And right now it's possible to do everything the same as it's possible with Revit families. It would be auto placement of fabrication hangers on fabrication elements, selection to which exact elements you would want to connect inside the project. Also now our tool reports down some values of fabrication hangers. That would be the length of cables, length of the unistrut, and coordinates for drilling points. And also with our tool, it's possible to automatically copy some values from structural elements and from MEP elements to the hanger elements. After today's webinar, we will end up with the project, our sample project, which will be filled with fabrication hangers, and all the parameters will be filled up. And as well as that, after this webinar, I will be loading this project to our MEP Hangers eHelp page, so everybody can download it and copy the rules for an easier start with MEP Hangers. And let's go to our model today. That's how our sample project for MEP fabrication will look like. And we will have here 4 categories: rectangular ducts, round ducts, pipes, and cable trays on which hangers can be placed. And I have already pre-loaded all those services in my project. They're already placed here. All of them already actually have hangers, so we will just go through them, delete, and I'll show how quickly our tool can distribute those hangers on every system. And everything with our tools begins with our TOOLS4BIM Dock, from which you can download trials or install tools and control your licenses. And after you download it from our website, it will appear on the top of your toolbar, Tools4BIM. All you will need to do is click on a Show Dock, click on any tool that you want to trial, and you will be given here a window to enter your information and receive your trial key. And that's how the MEP hangers will look like. As I said, it will have 2 tools inside themselves, MEP hangers and SortMark. After the tool is installed, you can use it through our Tools4BIM Dock. All the comments are available through here, or you can click on this small button to add it to your toolbar. It just saves some space and it's easier to work with it that way. But when it's not needed, of course, you can turn it off, close the dock, and like nothing happened. So I will close the dock and I will be working from my toolbar. I already have it added. And that's how it looks like. And let's go to the first example. We'll go with the rectangular ducts. Here are some fabrication ducts, and hangers are already placed on those. So I will just delete all the hangers which are placed. And when we have a service, we can add hangers on just one element or whole system at once. And for whole system, we can apply different rules. So at first, I will show how those rules look like. And in a few minutes' time, we'll go a little bit deeper. I will show how many possible configurations there are and what is possible to do. So to check out the rules, I will click on Insert Elements. I will be given a window which will show that these are fabrication ducts. Our tool will automatically find the category, and it will show all the rules related to MEP fabrication ducts. So I have quite a few rules created in this project. A few of those will be for round FAB ducts, some of them for rectangular. And right now, this is the floor above the duct. So I will choose my rectangular hangers connection to the floor and click on Edit just to check up how those rules look like. So the rule window looks like this. And here we are describing in these three parts. First one is what kind of hanger should be used. So for these ducts, I will use strut hanger, but since others are loaded, you can choose them as well. On the right part, I can choose to which exact structure I would want to connect to. So for now, will be looking to connect on top or in the bottom of the duct, both in current and linked project, and I can choose, would it be the floor, the roof, and maybe some other element, maybe some structural framing or structural connections. And not only that, not only I can choose the category, but also I can go as deep as choosing which exact type of the floor I would want to connect to. And if that is not enough, there is a window of additional filters, which allows to filter through all the parameters of the floors in your project. And you can choose any parameter, let's say area, and choose a function that it equals, or if it's a text value in the parameter, it will have contains words, and you can do different filtering and connect to exactly what you want to. Then we can choose how far our tool will search for those structural elements. And here is the most important and probably most curious part, layout axis. This shows how the hangers will be placed on the MEP element itself. So let's begin that it's possible to do start and end offset, of course. The next important things here is how we want to place hangers. Is it for whole the duct, going from start and end? Is it just inside on the center of the duct? Maybe we want to put just one hanger or start putting hangers from the center. And a few other options, end and start. They're a little bit more complicated and I will not cover those right now. After we choose start and end, we can choose how the hangers will be placed. Will it be maximal spacing between hangers? So we enter some value and our tool will divide MEP service into the specific length and we'll try to fit as many hangers as possible. Or we can do fixed number of hangers. In this way, we can choose minimum length and maximum length of the duct to which this rule will apply. And we will place only 10 hangers on this type of ducts. And why it's pretty neat, because we have up to 10 detail priorities, and in the second detail priority we can say that we want to put different fixed number of hangers on different lengths of ducts. In this way we can describe all the situations in our project that we will have, and with this one configuration put hangers on all the system at once. But in this case I will use just maximal spacing of 2 meters. And when the rules are created, I wouldn't even have to go inside the Edit button. I would just choose the rule that I need, click on Insert Elements, and the hangers are inserted for the fabrication service. If something changes, let's say the height of the service, fabrication hangers still keep the track of the length where they are connected. Also, if we would move the fabrication service and some hangers would be disconnected, we always have a button of update elements. It will just run all the new information through the hangers and adjust them to the correct new position. Also, if we missed something in the project and we want to put hangers with a different spacing on one of the elements in the system, we don't have to go through all the insert elements functionality. We can just modify elements according to the rules which were already created before. So here I can say that I want to put hangers every 100 millimeters. And if we would open this rules inside Imperial project, we will have here Imperial units. And every 100 millimeters with an offset from both sides. That's how it would look like. And this would work for floors, sloped floors, for roofs with different slopes and even for cross-sloped roofs. We can choose an element, again choosing the rule. In this case, that will be a roof with maximal spacing, and hangers are connected and extended correctly. Also, there is a possibility to do several categories, that being floor and roof, to combine two rules inside one. And the more interesting part probably is connection to structural framing elements, where there's needed way more filtering than when you're connecting to the floors. So as you see for these two ducts, hangers are connected to the all framing elements. But actually these framing elements are a little bit different. They're both in linked project, but one is M-Light Gauge Z and another is, oh, it's on another one, sorry, and another is MMF Header Support Track. So what we can do, we can choose to connect to one specific type of structural framing, and that's how it would be done. I will just delete all the hangers from this duct. Click on Insert Elements, and we can do rectangular fabrication framing. I just named it type because I choose to connect to a specific type. So that's what we do here. Like I mentioned before, you can choose the type of the element you want to connect to. So if I choose none and OK, I didn't click save. There's always an update button. None, update, it will connect to every single structural framing element. But as soon as I do some filtering, for example, M-Light Gauge Zs, I will connect only to those. Gonna update, and here we have it, connections only to the M-Light Gauge Zs. And for this duct, I had the same connection, but only to the different type of structural framing elements. And we have only 3 hangers. The next part would be, here I showed the filtering between the structural elements, but we can also filter between the MEP elements. And as you will see here, we have already one result. For the largest ducts, there's a unistrut hanger. For the narrowest duct, I have placed Z-strap hangers. And for the middle size, I have trapeze hangers placed. Let's delete all of those. And I will show quickly how the rule looks like, and we'll place all of them at once on this system. This rule will contain 3 detail priorities. It'll be rectangular, connection to the floor with different duct width. I have 3 detail priorities, and in each one of those, I describe that different hanger will be placed. All of them will be connecting to the floor, but the type of the hanger will depend. Here, by host filter, I can choose any parameter of the MEP element. So I choose that according to parameter main primary width, different detail priority will be applied. So the first one will be applied if the width is greater than 500 millimeters, and it will place strut hangers. Then the second one, between 300 and 500, will place trapeze hangers. And the third one is less than 300, it will place Z-strap hangers. And also, I've set in those rules a little bit different spacing between the hangers themselves. And that's the picture that we have, and we had before. Every element has its own hanger. And in this way, 10 rules is pretty much enough to describe any kind of connection of the system inside of your project. Right now, hangers are placed every 2 meters. What if we would delete all and separate this duct into the specific optimized lengths according to the fabrication services? We can do that. And for this one, I will again click on Insert Elements. And here I will run connection to the floor. We have one setting for a whole run. Because if I choose now just to insert hangers, it will insert on every single piece separate hangers with a start and end offset from both sides of the connection point. Well, we can even do that. Okay, insert. Every single element will be treated as a single structure. But if I delete all the hangers, and there is a small checkbox which says for whole run, if I check that for whole run on the very top, save and run, it will be treated as just one duct, and hangers will be still placed every 2 meters as I asked for before. And again, then there should be no inconveniences in putting hangers. And all the same would work for all other types of MEP elements, would that be pipes or cable trays. And now we have placed a few new hangers. And inside these hangers, like I mentioned in the presentation, our tool will report some parameters for scheduling or for production. And as you will see here, under the dimensions, these are parameters that will be inserted by our tool into your project. Under the dimensions for specifically MEP fabrication hangers category, there'll be unistrut length, which reports the unistrut length. If there is no unistrut, then no value here. First rod length, second rod length, total length is length for whole unit. It's very useful for strap hangers, since it reports all length of this strap. And first and second coordinates, given with the same precision as Revit sees them. And right now they're placed in two different parameters, first rod coordinates and second rod coordinates. Just to save space in your project, we didn't separate them into separate parameters. Maybe you will not need to use them, so they just kept as a single parameters. But here, inside the project, I have added X, Y, Z coordinate parameters. I have created them through the Manage tab. From the project parameters, I have created them here, added to the MEP Fabrication service. And here in play comes our second tool, which will help fill up those parameters. And what this tool can do, it can create marks in any element in your Revit project, not only fabrication hangers, not only just hangers. It can create mark according to specific rules that are set. So I will choose just one hanger for element numbering, so it would know which category of elements I want to number. And I can say that I want to fill some value for X1 coordinate. What we could do here, we will have a full list of all the parameters which are possible to be assessed. And we can do different grouping, filtering, create different rules for numbering, for sorting. Sorting is which should be number 1, which should be number 100. And then at the end, we can create sort mark. But what we'll do in this case, we will just use instance first rod coordinates, and in sort mark, we will not create additional mark, but we will just use the same parameter, instance shared first rod coordinates, and we have a function here that we can split these parameters. For example, if I would want to split reference level, and I would want not to have not level 1 value in my mark parameter, but just 1, I could say here that split by space and take number 2. That means that it will take a second part of the parameter. But in this case, every single coordinate is divided, split by comma. So I say that split by comma and take number 1. Also here I can say how many digits I would want to take from this value. This way it helps to round up some values. But let's keep it at 0. And if I do it okay for one parameter, of course it will fill one parameter. And it will be filled for every single MEP fabrication hanger. But it's a little bit inconvenient to do it one by one. That's why we have element by batch numbering. And here we can describe the set of rules which have to be applied and which we want to run inside our project. So I have pre-saved all those rules, And when they are created, I can load them here, click OK, and every single hanger right now will have its own coordinate written. As you see, all these values are copied from here: 92, 37, 12, 92, 37, 12. And these coordinates are of these points for drilling. And of course, all these can be later reported in the schedule. And the next thing I'll probably do is quick numbering. Like I said before, it's possible with this tool to number any element, and I will write my mark into the mark parameter. And let's do according to grouping, according to fabrication service. That means that every single fabrication service will start numbering from 1. So ductwork will have hangers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pipework will have hangers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I could do filtering, some other magic, but it's not needed now. And the numbers will be applied according to the position of the hanger in your project. So the closer it's to 0 mark, the smaller number it will receive, starting from 1, and it will go higher. And inside mark, in this case, I will not use any of those numbers, but I will do calculate sort mark number. It will use digits, not letters, starts with 1, and it will have prefix of hanger to write down in mark. If I do this, all my hangers, some of them will have duplicate numbers because I have multiple systems here, but all the mark numbers will be filled. And now I can go straight to the schedule with all my elements. And here we see a nice schedule where every single hanger is described. They have marks. They have reported when it's clevis hanger, this is for pipe. It only has 1 rod, so it's 1 rod length, and coordinates x1, y1, and z1. If we scroll a little bit lower, we will come to stirrup hangers, and then somewhere should be strut hangers. Yes, they will have 2 rods, they will have unistrut length, and a bunch of coordinates. Again, those coordinates could be rounded up. And this is already good for Trimble or any other station which you use for drilling on your site. And now we have a few more minutes left. I will quickly show how it's possible to copy parameters with our MEP Hanger tool. So let's say I would want to know to which exact floor every of my hangers are connected. So this floor has a mark of NCC 3, and I would want to copy this mark into my hangers. How I would go with that? I would just need to create this parameter with the same name in my hanger, and when inserting hangers, our tool will know that it needs to copy that parameter from the floor. So I will just go to the Manage, Project Parameters, Add New Parameter, and it will be with the double hashtag mark. Double hashtag is a code for our tool to copy this parameter. And mark is the simple text parameter. It will have to be under the construction category to be copied from structural elements under construction. To copy from MEP element, it will have to be under model properties group. And I add it to my MEP fabrication hangers. There's mark under construction, but these hangers were already inserted before. So all I need to do is reinsert my hangers or to rerun them. I will do just whole reinsert since all my rules are saved. And again, running the same, yes, floor max spacing. After I run it, as you will see, the mark parameter will be filled with the mark of the floor, NCC 3. And that's how it works. This tool not only works with the fabrication hangers, of course, it will work with any Revit hanger family. One more thing to mention, sorry, forgot about that. If we would have for metric system, there are no hangers and services for vertical elements, but if we would have hangers for vertical elements, those would be also distributed. The only thing we would have to change is that we would have to search for structures not top and bottom of the duct, but on the left and on the right of it. And that's all the difference. That would be it from today's webinar. So thank you for attending and have a nice day.
aga-cad, building BIM together.